From West Coast, the jewel of the Gulf Coast, paradise on the Gulf of Mexico. Experience joy, peace, love. I am Henry Porter, and this is the Love Campaign.
In the day that you seek me.
If not now, when? If not here, where? If not you, who? If not this, what? And if no action, why? It is your day and it's your time. Prepare for the phenomenal. I'm Bishop Henry Porter, and this is the Love Campaign, aiming at your heart, genuine, authentic, engaging you in the love of God. I have a series of things I'd like to share with you. I've seen so many people read the Bible, say we're praying, but they never add to the doing of the Bible. You know what I mean? Here with the Love Campaign, I can sing songs all day long, but if you don't put your heart to it and some action behind it, what is it going to do? You need to act. And then when you act, it's not just a matter of doing something, but it's doing the right thing. You see, somebody has to be in charge of saying, I don't like it. That doesn't work. And why? Because a lot of us pat people on the back. We stay within a certain place of always being careful, but not correcting what needs to be done. You need someone who has the power to say, I don't like it. Quality control. You need someone who will look at it, and when you're looking in all other directions, they can say, is the doctrine and the scriptures, are they in line with what you're saying and doing? Then you need somebody, as you look from side to side, and you say, well, I think I'm okay now. But are we keeping tradition and continuity of our gospel and our scriptures and with the congregation? What is your history? Moses led the people out of Egypt, but it wasn't just about getting them out of bondage. That story was about taking them to the promised land. You are going somewhere. You're not just in one place to do something. You are going somewhere. And as you go somewhere, you must understand the kindness of God in getting you there. There's a lot more to the story than what your present eyes see. I'll be back.
Can I get somebody to sing? Fill this house with praise. Fill this house with praise. Fill this house with praise. Out of my belly. Out of my belly. Living water. Out of my belly. Out of my belly.
I've heard people say they're praying about this, praying about that. Hasn't it? Where are the answers? Where are the results? Have we become a talking society but not doing? Just masters of words but not of actions? Shouldn't there be some answer that we get? When Jesus prayed for people, there were actions. There's something that happened. When Peter prayed at the beautiful gate, something happened. When my daddy prayed for me to be healed from asthma, something happened. I've been healed from asthma over 40 years. Come on. You say you're praying, but people are getting in the same traps all the time. Moses comes and delivers them from bondage. They know how cruel bondage is. But just because you know the cruelty of bondage, it may be your frustration, not faith, that helps you. I'm frustrated with how I'm being whipped and beaten, and so therefore what do? I am happy when an opportunity comes to me, but I don't welcome with a whole heart the one that brings the opportunity. So did they really believe Moses? It was an opportunity to be free, but he never got them to part two, to take you into the land. You have part one. You've been brought out. What are you doing to get into the land? More about that in just a few minutes.
I remember what Jesus did when he sanctified my soul. I remember that Tuesday morning when Jesus Christ made me whole. I remember what he did when he saved me. I remember what he did when he freed me. I remember what he did when he spoke to me and filled me with the Holy, filled me with the hope. Praise and pray in the morning, praise and pray at night, praise and pray because he always makes everything all right. I'm gonna praise and pray in the morning, praise and pray at night. I'm gonna praise and pray in the noonday. I'm gonna praise him because he makes everything all right. I need somebody to help me get Lazarus out of the grave. Somebody, will you help me get Lazarus out of the grave? I want the lame to walk, get up. I want the dumb to talk, get up. I want the blind to see, get up. What you want? I want Jesus to touch me, Jesus to touch me. I want the lame to walk, get up. I want the dumb to talk, get up. I want the blind to see, get up. What you want? I want Jesus to touch. 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 I want Jesus to touch me. Jesus to touch. I want Jesus to touch. I want Jesus to touch.
So I stopped with opportunity, prayer, and what are you doing to take the opportunity once you're freed from the situation? How do we get to the promised land? There, as everybody knows, was a 40-day delay in moving on instructions, which the penalty for the 40 days was a year for a day. So it was a 40-year penalty for a 40-day delay. 40-year penalty for a 40-day delay. You've been asking God, why hasn't this worked? Why won't this work? Somebody has to have the power to say, I don't like it. Somebody has to be in control of quality control. That is just not what we do. I know you're happy about it. I know. You want a pat on the back? Yeah. But what you're doing, thank God that you're doing something, but what you're doing is taking us nowhere. Let's just be frank about it. We need action that promotes. In corporate America, if they didn't bring about some results, they get a new president, new CEO. The results. If the employee did not come up to standard, they say we have to find another job. We need to do something else. It hurts the family. It hurts because your income is stopped. It hurts because you're no longer employed. But watch this too. How can we pay from what we don't have? Every person needs to perform. So you need someone first who controls quality control. And then when we're reading, we must read for scriptural and doctrinal truth. Are we consistent with truth? And third, Are we in line with the traditions that we've been taught? So there's much more. You need a prayer answer. Have you taken time to sow? To sow into it? A young man said, oh, we're praying for you. We pray for you every day. As I said, look, you're praying that God makes a way. Send your offering. Send an offering. Help to move things along. The people are hungry, the disciples said. Send them away. Send them away. Jesus said, what kind of thought is that? With the power that you have. You feed them. Who is he talking to? He's talking to you. You feed them. Well, I don't have but $5. Put that with 50 other people you're going to ask with. Do not again say what you cannot do. Don't tell God something missing when the Lord's blessing. Jesus said, what do you have? They didn't know. They just assumed that with 5,000 people, we can't do this. There are 5,000 men plus women and children. There's nothing we can do with this. And what did Jesus say? He said, what do you have? Go and see. What do you have? Look in that pocketbook right now. Go and see. What do you have in your check account? Go and see. What do you have in your Schwab account? Go and see. What do you have? What do you have? Go and see. And then from that, determine what you can do. I challenge you. They found a little boy, 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. And Jesus did not complain with the best gift they had. It was the best they had among 5,000. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. And what did he do? Jesus took it, gave thanks. He knew how to pray. He really knew how to pray. He knew who he was praying to. And then he broke it and gave it to the disciples. And they fed 5,000 men, plus women and children, and brought back 12 baskets of fragments. And all the people who ate, they ate and were filled. That's a miracle. What do you have? Go and see. And I want you to sow a gift also into this ministry. Help us to reach your daughter, your son, people in the prisons, in the schools. Help us with our school.
West Coast School is more than a diploma. It's a particular thought.
What is it?
The thought is, like, people ask me all the time, well, do you feel that you could do that, or do you feel that you can accomplish that? Let me tell you, I feel like I can do anything. If an idiot can do it, I know I can do it. If it's in a book, I know I can do it. The alumni of the West Coast School never feel like there's a challenge that they cannot accomplish. Someone asked me, coming from a small private school, did I feel that I would go and be successful in college? And this was before I had even taken my first class. And I looked at them like they were crazy. Because my belief has always been, and I thank God for good parents, because my parents made me feel like, listen, you can get out there, you either gonna sink, or you gonna swim. If you sink, we'll be there to rescue you, and you can always come home. But we're looking and we're expecting, we're gonna talk to you and really expect that you will be a person who can swim. So yes, I graduated a year early with honors from Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee. But I mean, you should graduate a year early. I spent my whole first year turning in papers for multidisciplinary class. I mean, why? But it's a spirit. See, the West Coast School is not just an educational institute. There is a spirit that is imparted unto people. When the teachers talk to them, when the teachers correct them, they are passing on a spirit. It's a spirit of accomplishment. Think about it like this. You have a principal that was a failure, And God told him, pursue, overtake, and you shall recover all. That's a spirit that is being imparted into people. The spirit to be able to say, listen, no matter what comes my way, no matter what comes up, no matter what challenges I face, we can overcome them. I mean, anybody who went to school, and I'll say the alumni of a particular age, because you're good, Bishop, but you are a lot kinder. You're a lot kinder today than you were when we were in multidisciplinary class. A lot kinder. Some days we go into multidisciplinary class, and you feel as dumb as a box of rocks. But you know this, he's coming back the next day, and what you say to yourself is, he's not gonna catch me that dumb tomorrow. So you burn the midnight oil, you study extra hard. You make sure that the next time we come, you're not gonna catch me off guard the next time I come. And I think life is like that. A principle that you always want to instill in your children is resilience. That if life caught me off guard today, it's not gonna catch me off guard tomorrow. And so, those are just some of the things that I grasp from the West Coast School.
I definitely have to just piggyback off what Reverend Porter said. I was thinking about it the other day, and the teachers and the people that are actually handling your children on a day-to-day basis. I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about the scriptures and things like that. I said, babe, for 12 years, I sat in noon prayer, day in, day out, 5 days a week, every single day, whether I was wanted to be there, whether I was asleep, whether I was paying attention or not. But within a 365-day or 180 days that we spent in school, we read the Bible over and over and over and over again. And those things that the Bible talks about, where the word is being taught line upon line, precept upon precept, day in and day out, those things, whether I was in my most receptive moment or not, it was something that was coming into my spirit. The teachers, Mr. Hicks, Mr. Martin, Ms. Mays, all those people Ms. Daniels, all those people who handled us on a day-to-day basis. It wasn't just, this is a student that's in class today, but this is someone who I want to be, whether they go to college, I don't care what they do in life, but they need to be a well-rounded, well-educated, God-fearing citizen, just in the city of Sarasota. This is a product of the West Coast School. It has to have a certain standard set upon it. But the way they handled us every day was with love, with care, and it wasn't always, if you get in a fight today in school, we just suspend you. But we sit down and we talk to you about it. We tell you the rights and wrongs of things going in and out. They had care for us. They prayed for us day in and day out. And I just know there's just certain things that I couldn't do on my own, that I know it took a God to do, it took prayer to do. And I know those principles were instilled in me at the West Coast School. And I can't say, I mean, a child the other day in his leisure time, I saw on a video on the internet, a child wanted to read his Bible in his hour spare reading time at his school and could not do it. What are we teaching? What are we teaching? The West Coast School, it's not just about the Bible and God. All these things work together, the education, the math. When we sit in the multiple disciplines class, like Henry said, some days you just feel like you know absolutely nothing. Whenever we sat in there, when we had
you are supposed to feel that way. It's called a hunger for learning, thirst for learning.
We had a test, and literally, I would sit down like, if I could just get a C, God, I'd be happy. I just want to pass. And you felt like you could never ever pass that class, because it wasn't 5 + 5 is 10. It was thought-provoking questions where there was no wrong or right answer. It was about how you felt about it. It was thought provoking. It was something that had to come out of you, and what was right for you was the right answer.
Now, what class are you?
I'm 2012.
2012.
Yes. If you would like to enroll a family member into the West Coast School, contact Dr. Marvin Hendon, Miss Hendon, Mrs. Bessie Pitts, Mrs. Martin, Mrs. Amy Campbell, or Miss Bailey Crum. Get your name in now.
Help us to do it. I challenge you to send a gift, whatever you may have. But I challenge 500 people to give $1,000. Make your best. And you may be one who says, let me underwrite the whole thing. Here's $5 million, Bishop Porter. Continue the work of God. If you have two fish. If you just have 5, 2 fish, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5. But let's get some quality control, and let's answer the prayers as far lies within us that God has given us power to do so. This is Bishop Henry Porter, Dr. Porter, Sarasota, Florida, Post Office Box 4321. Easy to remember. 4321, Sarasota, Florida. Do something today. Do not delay. Our telephone number is on the bottom of the screen, and I want you to do your best. A series of talks, I'm talking with you from my African attire. God bless you.
I'm ready. I am ready for you. The question is, are you ready for me? Are you ready for me? Then speak the language of love. Let your love talk to me. Are you ready? I am ready for you. Are you ready? Are you ready for me? Speak the language. The language of love. Let your love talk to me. I'm ready. I am ready for you. Are you ready? Some people play these games, but I don't play that, because I understand that the mind, the mouth, and the heart are all different. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak, but sometimes our mouths have not learned what our spirits and our hearts have known. So I need your heart to speak to me. You cannot wait. You do not choose the time. You only choose yes or no. But the time comes to us. And when the time comes, you either act or you don't act. You either take it or you leave it. You either bring it or you take it with you. Let your love talk to me in the middle of the night. Let your love...
Got something very special for you. It's my new book, Advancement, Leadership, and Love. This is a sure way that you can find your destiny. Matter of fact, I say words of wisdom for men, women, and youth. Awaken the power within you to fulfill your destiny. Interesting chapters, stories that I tell from my childhood and adulthood about some wonderful things that happened. Let me tell you part of one story. There was a woman, I was in Frostproof, Florida, small place, but they'd asked me to come, and I came willingly to give my all. While I was there, at the end of the service, a short, dark-skinned woman came up to me, and she looked up, and she says, all the good girls are dead. And I was always asking God, why you still have me around? I'm 84 years old.
And she said, all the good girls are dead. And I ain't been no good girl. All my life, I ain't been no good girl. And then she looked at me and she said, I was wondering why I was still alive. And tonight, I found out. Because when you preached to me tonight, I accepted Jesus as my Savior. I brought him into my life and I feel so much joy because I know I ain't been no good girl. But the Lord let me live this long to meet you. It's one of the stories I tell. No matter what your situation has been, no matter how far you've traveled down the wrong road, there's still light where there's life. And I know there's life in you because you're watching this program. Let me know you're watching. www.westcoastcenter.org. Write me. Bishop Henry Porter. If you've not been a good man, good boy, I ain't been no good girl like the woman told me. But there's help for you. Call the number on the bottom of the screen. And let's see what we can do in this series called Helping You.
Come on, everybody, let's shake. Come on, everybody, let's shake. 'Cause there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Come on, every brother. Come on, little sister. Come on, little brother. 'Cause there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Come on, little mama, let's shake. Come on, big mama, let's shake. Come on, little daddy, let's shake. 'Cause there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Come on, big mama. Come on, big daddy. Come on, little mama, let's shake. 'Cause there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Hey, there's a whole lot of shaking going on. 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 Hey, well, there's a whole lot of shaking, 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 a whole lot of shaking. Hey, well, there's a whole lot of shaking going on.
Henry Porter and the Love Campaign. We will see you next week. Same time, same place.